Hi folks, welcome to the Team GSP podcast with myself, Ayshea and Cillein.
Hello.
Chatting comps mostly today, maybe future plans for these two. Since I'm not really an athlete anymore, I don't forget about me there.
Better coach than an athlete.
Yes, yeah. But I think we haven't done a review of the Irish Strength Cup yet, which was a massive competition.
Oh,
It was,
absolutely.
can't be undone. Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. Like the standard was class. Everyone just had a great time. The venue was cool. Everything was just.
It was perfect.
I've said to you afterwards, I'm not sure if I said to you, I think it's the best comp I ever ran.
I think so, yeah, definitely.
As far as like the spectacle of the day, the athletes, the venue, I think was just.
I think everything.
Got lucky
it was
with
like
weather as well.
Got lucky
Yeah.
with
So
the weather.
it's very
I
lucky
woke
that.
up that morning, went to
It
the
was
window,
so wet, yeah.
and it was miserable.
Yeah.
At like 6:30 in the morning, I was like, "Oh my god, we are fucked."
yeah.
I was looking at the weather forecast; it was to dry up, and it didn't really dry up or clear up till like 10:30.
Yeah.
I went through a shower at 11:30.
The
lads were
12,
coming
I was
in,
like,
yeah.
What's going
Yeah,
on?
it was wet when we got there to start warming up and stuff.
Yeah. We had to actually dry the platforms off before the overhead
Yeah.
because people are in split jerks and stuff. But we got lucky, man.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I looked up at the sky. I was like, "Mark, if you're fucking."
Yeah.
I was like,
Thank
"Help
you.
us out!" Yeah. And sure enough, the sun came out.
Yeah.
It was bright as could be.
Perfect, yeah.
So yeah, I'll just run through. We'll have a quick look at the men's. Obviously, we know you were victorious that day, Cilléin.
King of the castle.
Push to the end though.
Push to the very end.
It was some fucking competition.
Yeah, I mean, like if it
swear to
was
God.
a 5-event competition, I wouldn't have won it. Like Rory had a 2.5 point lead going into the sixth event, so
Yeah.
I think it made it very exciting though, coming into the last bit of it.
You've spoken about this before as well.
Yeah.
How you think 6-event comps are much better than
Much
5
better.
events.
I think it makes it more exciting as well. Like it brings a bit more to it. Because I feel like you could give a little bit more if you train to it. Like especially even seeing with like what Brian Shaw's doing with the Shaw Classic, where it's like 4 events over 4 events each day, so 8 in total. But the really heavy events and stuff. And I feel like when you get that bit more of a spread, like it really kind of makes things.
It's exactly what Natural Worlds is in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you're saying, like I think that's really where you kind of see, especially having to wake up on that second day and do it all over again. It's totally different. Like so, I think you could probably squeeze a bit more out of it, really.
Yeah. So yeah, I suppose I'll just run through the men's here real quick. Liam Shields 10th, Ben Zachary 9th, then Donovan 8th, Conor Kenny in his first ever competition 7th, which is pretty fucking impressive.
Pretty good for
He
that
was
lineup,
impressive, like he really was.
He was impressive. I nearly forgot his name, Alex, and we coached him
Yeah.
in 6th.
Again, his first comp, the 2 men.
Yeah, he's done some
But
stuff
not
before.
full comp.
No, but he's done log deadlifts, he's done old school
Yeah,
strongman.
but it was still, and
his
it's
first comp, yeah.
probably,
Conor Kenny's was his first.
was his
Ever,
absolute
ever,
first.
yeah.
Ger Buckley 5th, Jack Harkin in 4th, Sean Diver in 3rd, Rory O'Hagan in 2nd on a 4-day call-up, 3-day call-up. It was that
3-4
week
days,
anyway.
Yeah.
Because we got a pull-out and Rory's like, "Can I have that spot?" So fucking have at it, man.
Yeah.
And then winner yourself, Cilléin. You were competing in it. How did you feel about the whole thing? How did you find the day? Just
I think it was really I think it was a really nice day. I think especially after the first event, just kind of break the nerves and everything, and like even just kind of being in that little kind of a bit of a room that we had with the athletes and stuff. I just kind of felt like it was just, especially with everything for Mark, like I just felt like this is actually just really nice just to kind of be here and stuff, and even just seeing as well, like all the other athletes were just really enjoying themselves too, like, and it was a totally different atmosphere than most other comps I think I've been to. Like everybody was just kind of really chilled out, and they just like they just kind of want to be there and just put on a good performance and just kind of see what happens. And even like it was a nice competition to win, but like that probably wasn't really the main objective throughout the day. Once I actually kind of seen it, what was actually kind of happening, it was just kind of more actually just about the day and just kind of actually kind of bringing the strongman community together.
So like I obviously I was mad running the comp and I was barely looking at scores, but when I did realise how far behind you were, going into
6
the
points,
fourth
yeah,
event,
5.5 points,
yeah. You didn't seem panicked at all. Like, was it even a big thing to win that day, or was it just the day that was in it you wanted to just have fun?
I think when I seen the Royals at 5.5 points, I was like, fuck it, you know what, like, it's just, just go out there, just have fun with the rest of it. I just kind of, in my mind, I actually just kind of accepted that Rory had it won at that point. And and then I was just like, as I said before, it was just nice just to see the atmosphere is going around. Everybody, especially seeing how I said, Conor Kenny first competition, having Alex coming in there, seeing Jack Harkin now getting like fit as ever, and it's like and like seeing all these really good performances, and especially as well like Ben Zachary coming over,
Liam
as
Shields,
under 80, under 90 athletes like coming in and giving it their all, like, and doing well on it. And I just think everything together, I was just kind of like, you know what, just kind of enjoy it really. Like there's no point kind of panicking, and I just don't think it wouldn't have been the kind of the setting really to kind of get, you know, kind of a bit kind of hot-headed over it, I guess. Yeah. But yeah,
I think one of the biggest part when you're saying about that camaraderie and the way the atmosphere was, is did you see the video at the end with the pictures where there's just yourself and Rory sat on the power stairs, and I think all the lads come over and you're just all together.
Yeah, it was nice.
You don't see it, man.
You don't.
It was every one of you just out shaking hands, like fist pumping, just having a chat.
Like,
and it was just a really...
It was a nice moment.
It was really nice moment.
I remember looking at you and
strongman,
Rory chatting. I was like, "That's a really nice moment."
Yeah. It was. I think it kind of felt more just because, like, you know, we had big training sessions up here in this gym, and like it just kind of felt like that. Like, you know, everyone was just kind of meeting up and just kind of just seeing. You know, we got the events here. Let's just kind of see what happens. Like, and you know, I think everybody really pushed themselves on that day. You know, I don't think anybody, you know, shouldn't be proud of themselves for the performance that they put on there. But you know, both men and women as well. Like, you know, it wasn't just. The good thing as well, it wasn't just like the men on one side and the women on the other side. There was, you know, we're going out at the same time. Everybody was mingling with each other and everything. Like it was a good, you know, connection of both strong man and strong woman. Like, you know,
and from all different levels.
And all different levels. That was that's a good point. You know, we had novices there as well. Like, you know, people
different
who were
countries as well.
Different countries. You know, people who were, you know, stepping up into a higher competition, and some really well placed athletes like Becca Worgan coming over and everything. Like, you
Molly.
know, it was Molly. Yeah, it was really a really nice mix of athletes in the day. And going by what like everybody who was there watching it, like it seemed everybody absolutely loved it. And
I think so.
Even, you know, seeing like you know, the footage that we got there between the videos and photographs, I think that really kind of, for people who weren't there, I think they could really see how good it was just from that alone.
They can go back on the live stream as well.
Yeah, it's still up there. Yeah, it's still on YouTube.
Excellent commentary, may I say.
Yeah.
But I think even...
Before we go too far, but save that a second, I'm just going to read out the women's scores as well, because we touched on the women there. 7th place, Sorcha Foy. 6th place, Teresa Foster. 5th place, Joanna Lamb. 4th place, your sister, Danielle Groom. 3rd place, Jade Parkin. 2nd place, Molly Wagstaff from the UK, and the winner was Rebecca Morgan from the UK as well. So sorry, Ayshea.
I completely lost my train of thought. It was to do with this anyway. But I think we're saying about anyone looking who wants this. Oh yeah, so I think it was the feedback or seeing the responses to some of the posts on Instagram from international athletes going, "This looks wicked, I want to be there next year." Which is massive.
Class
like it really is really, and they were like high profile athletes as well. Like, not to say that anyone who isn't high profile shouldn't be there, but it was really good to see that traction was there.
But we are planning again for next year. We've already spoke with the people from the castle. They're happy to have us again, which is brilliant, because not everyone wants strongman. They loved it. And we want to make it bigger and better. And we're working on some things.
We're working on some exciting things, hopefully.
Bigger and better.
Nice,
but really just cool. Even we're saying this quickly with the mix with the women, like there was some people there that stepped up to the post that haven't done a competition of that caliber or those weights, and they didn't, you know, as you said, did themselves proud. There was no one there that could walk away and go, "Oh Jesus, I shouldn't have been here." No. Everyone, and it gave them that platform. I think they said the venue, the live stream, to really showcase what strongman is, and the camaraderie was just
Yeah, because I think as well, like a lot of people were even surprised just talking to people who don't really know much about strongman to see how there was, you know, just a mix of weight classes amongst the men and the women all competing against each other, because they all just thought, you know, it's all kind of the same,
big,
you know,
big guys. Or
exactly. Yeah, but when you actually kind of just see from different statures and stuff like that, and you know, it's not just, you know, about one kind of set people, you know, it's kind of for everybody.
I think as well, just aside from that, was it you talking to someone who had brought his 2 kids there? They'd never seen strongman, and they were just...
I don't know his name. You work with him? Or you used to work at security with him in the Keys?
Oh, Gary, I think it was probably Gary.
His kids were with him?
Yeah. Oh, no, that was Damien, yeah.
So he was out there, and I met him in Galway City Gym a few days later, and he said he brought his 2 kids with him, thought he'd get half an hour and they'd be bored. They were glued to it, his kids. They wouldn't leave to go get food. He had to go to the pizza truck on his own to get the food. They recorded it on the phone so they could watch, so he could watch back what he missed out on.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They were afraid to leave the front of the arena in case they missed anything.
Wow.
They absolutely loved it.
Blew my mind.
That's class. That's really cool.
That is
cool.
Yeah.
I think because for us, particularly, I know for anyone who's really passionate about the sport, and we did the Strong Woman Island podcast before this, when you hear that, it means that all of those shitty training sessions, right, and all those defeats, and just being out there, when you know that the next generation, or you have people that have never seen the sport and are just enthralled by it, but particularly the kids, you're like, we're doing something right.
Cool,
we're doing something right. Yeah.
That's just put a smile on
No,
your
Yeah,
face.
it is. No,
Yeah, it is.
is.
It's a cool one. I thought that was, but like you know yourself from being over at UK's Cilléin where there's massive spectators. There's an awful lot of kids there.
There is,
and they love it.
They do, yeah. They really
they
get
must
into it.
like see people like you lifting these phenomenal weights as like nearly superheroes.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
guess,
Like they must be like
Absolutely.
You know, and
Yeah.
they must be just in awe of what they're seeing.
I can remember as my kid, I still have two distinct memories. One, it was like Terry Holland's pulling the plane when I was a kid, and it's just like it was glued into me. And another one I think was like seeing like Lawrence Shawley doing a farmer's run, and he came second, but like it was against Marius, he came second in the run. And so when he dropped it down and he did this like scream and shouting, and he looked like just like a monster in my mind as a kid, like. And even before, you know, it was when I started getting back into strongman, then like I was just like, you know, that's it was just something that kind of was always in the back of my mind.
Well, I was even saying to him, like, even the fact that we had the Clare Galway lifting stone there, how many kids probably went back to their garden then and was going, right, okay, that's about the size of the stone, trying to move it and it's not budging. Like, you literally, and the women as well, have to look like superheroes to them kids. And that, but also for them to know, well, one day I could be big and strong like that as well. So it's
possible,
class,
like, I think it's once people, especially Irish people, see the sport, like they really get into it. Like you know, as I said before, I got into it when I went to the first strong woman competition because it blew my mind. Like just seeing the things that they were doing, like it was just madness. Like, and I think we're definitely getting in the right direction. Anyways,
absolutely.
With it.
What were some of the highlights for you from that comp? I have a couple of clear ones. Anyway.
Yeah, I think it was on the same event, but I think Conor Kenny and Rory on the stone. I think that for me, like for me, it was like that was for the men's anyways. Like that kind of just blew it away for me. Like it was Rory just manhandled that stone so easily. Like, and it was just crazy, absolutely crazy.
I'm actually the same, but it's Rory and Becca.
Rory and Becca as well. Becca, she made easy work of that actually.
Easy.
It was a speed rep on her clean as well.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal. Like I remember she was playing around. You know, like everyone was like, "Oh, quick, get the chin to it." Becca looked at me, looked at the stone, kissed it, and looked back, and then put it down. I was like, "Come on, man, this is just ridiculous!" Like
she's so entertaining to watch.
Very entertaining. Yeah.
So entertaining.
Brings the energy.
She really does. Yeah, because she's one of those people that you wouldn't necessarily like Rory. You wouldn't really pick her out of a lineup of athletes.
Yeah, unassuming.
Until when you see how quick they make weights move. Like it's like Becca could walk into like a men's like novice inters and
absolutely
floor them like realistically
absolutely, like,
she could like
really
you know. Then that's no and no lad should be ashamed to say that because she's a phenomenal athlete. Absolutely phenomenal.
That's very true. Ayshea, highlights.
Well, I was on the live stream and people kept standing away, so and I'm trying to remember the bits and pieces. But I definitely Conor and Rory on the stone. It has to be. And just like I fangirl over Rory anyway. He is a phenomenal athlete. He really is. From the first time I saw him compete here, so it would have to be mainly the stones, I suppose. And then I think seeing Becca and Molly, they went head to head on the power stairs, didn't they?
Yeah,
they did. Yeah,
that was class.
That was very
That's
close.
coach and client.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Which is Becca.
Wow, that's class.
And seeing them go head to head on the power stairs was very, very cool. So that'd probably be the two highlights for me.
It's funny, isn't it? The stone is a massive highlight for everyone. I was slightly worried about the stone being boring because head-to-head battles are so entertaining in the strongman. Everything was head-to-head all day except for the stone. I was like, I wonder will it be? Oh man, everyone loved it.
Yeah,
it was
really.
But if you think, you said this earlier, but if you look at Highland Games or if you look at athletics, it's the what's the next one going to do when they come out? That one threw it that far. So it's the same as stone. That one,
even in the Olympics at the moment, like you see one person goes out and then what's the next person? What can they do?
So it doesn't always have to be head to head.
I think it depends on the event because sometimes it's like I feel like especially if you're doing like a max lift, if you have two people going for a max overhead, you can't look at both people at the same time.
Okay, so we had that with I think Molly and Becca for the beginning. Because they were both so fast with their split, or I can't remember who it was. There was two head to head, and they were like you couldn't separate them.
No.
And I think Div and Jack was similar as well. You like they're so quick. You're like shit. Which one's?
Which one? Who do I look at? Kind of thing.
The bag toss as well. You'd get that as well. If two people are fast, you're like, where am I supposed to look? Like it's brilliant, but it's
the
just
biggest cheers of the day. I thought were when people finished the bag toss.
And
the stones.
The stones.
I thought they were the biggest like roars from the crowd all day. That I noticed anyway. Like. I think like, and I've said it before, like deadlifts and stuff and presses, it's like, they're cool as fuck. Don't get me wrong, watching lads pulling 320, women repping, 180. It's all very cool to watch. when you know what that means.
Yeah,
Yes.
it
But
is.
the regular, there was a lot of like people there that like just regular folks in to watch it. I think seeing like a bag fly through the air that's clearly very heavy
Yeah.
and landing like, you know, far away the
Far
other
away,
side,
yeah.
or seeing this giant stone that like is clearly ridiculously
It's
heavy.
yeah.
People lifting that and putting it to their chin. I think that maybe just relates more to people.
Yeah, I think it helps them understand as well, kind of how, even like if you could see the rock there, then you're like, okay, if that's like that heavy, then obviously what they're deadlifting then is, you know, like 2-3 times the weight
Yeah.
of that, like, and
Yeah.
it kind of helps, it definitely kind of helps bridge it together,
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
I actually seen it was at the Abs Pro last year, and I meaning to do this. Jay had like these cards around the place where like it was like 300 kilos is the weight of a fucking, I don't know, a baby elephant or something like that, and like 400 kilos is the weight of, I don't know, a baby hippo. I mean, like, I keep saying baby things.
Yeah,
but a fully grown giraffe,
Yeah.
or a zebra, or a cow, or something.
Yeah.
You know, just to put into context to
Context of
people
things,
what,
like, yeah.
Yeah.
What the weight
were.
of it is, like,
So
yeah.
I think that's a cool idea. We could probably do that as well at some point. Or
Yeah.
even get our MC to like be telling people.
Telling people
Yeah.
what
this
the
is the
equivalent
weight
of
of.
whatever,
whatever
X,
it
whatever.
is,
Yeah,
yeah,
no, I think
whatever
that,
it
I think
is.
that's cool, like, yeah, it definitely gives people a bit more of an idea.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know, a 20 kilo thrown bag, which you like absolutely launch into orbit, that's the weight of a bag of coal.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people struggle to take a bag of coal out of the boot of a car and bring it into a house?
That's a good
Yeah.
point, actually,
A lot of
yeah.
people.
That's a good point, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I think if we can put more of that stuff into context for people, it'd be quite cool.
Highlights then from, I suppose, the class 1 and class 2. Is there anything there?
Oh, Mark Stell.
Has
Yeah.
to be. I was about to say,
Jesus Christ.
another fangirl
Ridiculous.
moment
Absolutely
there.
ridiculous.
Again,
Like
that's-
he's never competed in strongman. He never really trained for this comp. He just went out and like done a few of the events here and there
Yeah.
without any like real
Yeah.
mad direction. He was supposed to train with Jer to get a bit more direction.
Yeah.
And stood Jer up as far as I'm aware. Didn't show up for him. So like he was so raw going into it, like.
Yeah, just went
but
straight in for
Jesus
it.
Christ.
He looked professional, that was the thing. I suppose
the
he had,
only giveaway,
yeah.
right? The only real giveaway was on the Atlas stones. Because
a bit,
you
yeah, a
could
bit, yeah, a bit
see-
fidgety almost.
Yeah,
like,
and
yeah.
he was almost, because he's so long anyway,
yeah.
but he was like bicep curling. You know,
Yeah.
that real
Yeah.
novice-y Atlas
Yeah.
stone.
Did he miss a few of the throwing bags as well, or miss a throwing bag?
I think it's because he went so fast.
Fast,
Yeah, I think he like
Yeah.
missed like trajectory of the bag
Yeah.
straight up and down
Yeah.
and kind of.
But
Like-
other than that, you wouldn't think that
No,
he was a complete novice at all.
no, absolutely not. Like, I
But
mean,
strong
he
man,
won every event to the, or like it was 4 out of 5 events.
No, he was pushed right to the end. Remy,
Was it? Yeah.
there was only half a point in it.
I think there was a lot of second. I think Remy was coming like second in all of them.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
I, think,
Yeah.
I know
There was a
Remy.
few of
Caught,
them.
yeah, Remy did catch him on one of the events,
Yeah.
anyways. But yeah, he was just so powerfully strong.
Yeah.
So very good.
And we were chatting earlier. I think he's gone. No, I wasn't chatting to him, but to someone else. I think he's got a power lift for me coming up in the next month. I'm hoping he just says, this shit's boring. Like,
Yeah, I
He's
hope so.
strongman's class,
I hope
I
so.
wanna do
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Like, imagine him at Natural Ireland's in the Opens.
Oh,
Like, he'll
savage,
do
like,
He'll
damage.
do very good.
He could probably make 105 actually.
I think he may do 105 for powerlifting.
Is it?
I think so. I think that's what I was told.
He'd be a dangerous
Dangerous.
105.
He'd be a
I
very
think,
dangerous
through the
105.
natural pathway.
Very tall as well. Like, you know,
Yeah,
you could definitely
but,
build on
like,
that.
I would 100% say he'd qualify from Ireland's to UK and Ireland's, and if he trained then for the 3 months, he could do damage at UK and Ireland's.
I think
He'd
definitely.
definitely qualify for Worlds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. It wouldn't be too hard for him.
Absolutely.
Imagine
Yeah.
in your first year of strongman, like you go all the way
Yeah,
through.
yeah. Do a
and,
Mitch
like,
Cooper with
and
it.
then a whole 9 months of training. Do a Mitch Cooper on
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
He could be the natural version of Mitch Cooper in the 105 weight category. It's nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy, crazy. I think shout out to Dean O'Shea as well, who won class 2. That lad has been chipping away at our comps here for about 3 years, I'd say now. And he's just been plugging away, and he just put a really good performance together on the day, and it was consistent the whole way through.
Yeah,
and got
absolutely.
his first win. I'm pretty sure that's his first win. It's definitely his first win of class 2 in our comps anyway.
Yeah.
Whether he's won something somewhere else, I'm not sure, but. No,
It was
no,
good.
he
It was good. To
delighted
see,
with
it was
that.
good to see as well with the class ones to actually have a fairly good lineup.
10 athletes.
10 athletes.
Yes.
It was good, like, because it's just it's kind of frustrating when you're seeing like 15, 18 in the novice, and then like we had 2 there in the last like
At the first one
at the
this
first one, and it's just like it's just
Yeah.
come on, like this needs to be pushed on a little bit
Step
more,
it up
like
a bit,
yeah.
lads. Yeah.
Doing something next year to try and push that on a bit more. I'll say it here now for the first time actually. I was talking to Stephen Wiley. So he likes the idea of the league that we do in Ireland. He wants to do the same thing in Scotland. You know the way we're doing the Celtic Cup
Yeah.
at the end of the year, bringing the Irish Strength Cup and the Scottish Strength Cup that's going to happen together for a finals. We're going to do the same thing with the leagues. So we'll have a certain amount of class 2s will qualify throughout the year into a Celtic League Cup or something. We have to
Yeah.
figure out what we're going to call it. He's going to do the same thing. So all the athletes will have to do like 3 comps, and then they'll the top
Points
say
and-
6
yeah.
from Ireland and Scotland will meet at an
Okay,
international
cool.
for
Yeah,
Class 2 and Class 1,
Yeah.
as well as the Opens.
It's very
Nice,
cool.
yeah.
So
We're trying to just
Push it on a bit
push it
more,
on.
yeah.
We're chatting during the week. Well, he was like, I really like the idea of what you're doing, so I'm going to do the same thing. Can we bring it
Join it
together at the
together,
cup
like,
as well? I
yeah.
was like, oh, that's actually a class idea.
Yeah.
It gives, I suppose, the guys that aren't, how do I put it, at the open level, yes, to put it plain and
Yeah.
simple, something to want to fight for the year, to qualify, and to then compete against people at an international level. Because how often do you get that chance?
Yeah, that sounds
and
really
also, I
good.
suppose, for the lads who are in weight categories who actually want to push themselves on in heavier comps as well.
Gives them a bit of
Absolutely.
a chance.
So it's
yeah.
not just
Yeah.
that. Yeah, they have that opportunity to go, well, feck it. Like, I don't want to just. I'm in between these weight categories,
Yeah.
but I can push myself and do a heavy comp if I want to, and it's not qualified for anything apart from this Celtic Cup, which is also a pressure, because sometimes it's like, oh, it's to qualify for Europe, it's to qualify for Worlds. Where this will be, it's like fucking. It'd be nice if I get through, but it's a league. It's not
It's a league, yeah.
a fucking national title or a world title on the line for
You
it.
just need to accumulate points throughout each comp and hopefully get qualified at the end of the day.
Yeah, I like the league system.
Yeah.
I think it's something that needs to be definitely developed a little bit more in strongman.
I think that's, if we can start with this one now and see how it goes next year. I didn't tell you about that yet, did I?
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
We're trying to. I think it's a good concept, so we just have to make it
Develop
happen, I guess,
a bit more,
and
yeah.
Just see how it goes for the first year, and if it works well, let's
Have at it, like,
in
yeah.
Wales in England, and have the whole, I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I'm thinking too far ahead. but
No, definitely. Oh, that sounds good. Yeah.
Get Europa League then.
The
Yeah,
Europa League, yeah. But yeah, no, I suppose that's the.
Well, actually, no. The last highlight has to be for me of the day is when Mark's mum came over, and we got a lovely picture of her and one of Mark's brothers was there, but she actually gave me a hug, gave me a kiss, and she said to me, I said, "Did you enjoy it?" And she said, "Yeah, now I can see why you loved it so much," and that was massive, massive, because I think a lot of people, family and friends, sometimes don't understand what it is we do, and they're like, oh yeah, they're doing silly shit out there,
That's
and they don't,
exactly
and they don't pay much attention, but it's until they actually come and they see it. But I think the fact that competition showed her just how much, what it is he was in love with the sport, means that we actually put that message out there to everyone. I think we clearly showed what strongman is about. So that was probably the biggest highlight for me for the day.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah. So that's that one. What's up next to chat?
I suppose the beginner comp we did last
yeah.
week.
Oh God, yeah.
Another big, like not a big
40
weekend, but
athletes?
a big amount of athletes. So we had 60 entries altogether. You had 22.
We 22 in the end. Yeah, 22 athletes turned up out of.
Did you say 48 altogether between men and women? Is it?
It must have been.
I
Yeah.
can't remember how many
Well, you
lads.
had 30. Did you not have 3 categories?
48, 44. 44. We had 44 in total between men and women actually showed up and competed.
Which was actually fantastic. Over 6 categories, if you want to put it that way, but 3 in the women and 3 in the men.
Yeah.
The crowd that was there was.
I was surprised. I was really surprised with the crowd.
Fucking
Like,
brilliant.
I have said this though before, that beginner comps have as big a crowd as anything.
Yeah.
Because people are doing their first comp and their whole family wants to go see what this
Yeah,
thing is that
things
they're at.
about like
And they're being
kind of-
supportive, aren't they? They're like,
Yeah.
this new sport.
Like Oren, going from here,
Yeah.
was doing the comp, and his family and parents were there. I was like, 2 more comps, they're gone.
They got
They were sitting there for
2 more
3
comps.
hours.
They come back when you're at Ireland's Strongest Man level.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You're up there
now.
again. You know what I mean? The whole middle phase, they're like, nah, fuck this.
wait, see how it goes.
Yeah, unless they're like fans of the sport, which, you know, if we can create more of them, the better.
Which is what
always
we're
best,
obviously trying to do as
Which
well,
we're
yeah.
trying to do, yeah.
But it was fantastic to see all that. And I think we were actually talking from the women's side, like how, we were actually talking about it earlier, how much the calibre has actually got better since the last beginners. Okay, the last beginners one we did was a bit of a sham because we only had about 5 or 6 people turn up. But the initial introduction beginners comp we did in Enfield 2 years ago,
Standards,
right? It was actually people actually trained for this beginners comp, which actually is really good. We think we're looking at it going, if people are actually putting in the time and the effort to train, be technically good and do the rules, actually compete as if they're in a proper competition, is a good sign, because it means that people are actually taking it serious. It's not like, oh, we're just going to go and do this for the crack.
Yeah,
even though they were doing it for fun, a lot of people, but there was still the standard was so much better.
I think might be leaning into this, right? And this is something like I was thinking about this during the week. There's a lot of people coaching now and getting into coaching, and I used to look at this as a negative and be like, look at all these fucking dickheads getting into coaching. They haven't a clue, right? I think I was wrong I might be a bit right sometimes, but I think
You're not always right.
but I think if you look at it like more people that are in strongman that get into coaching, even if they only coach a few people, what are they going to get them to do? Strongman.
Strongman, yeah.
So even if they're PTs, but they compete in strongman, what will their PT clients eventually maybe get into?
Yeah,
strongman.
that's a good
Yeah.
point.
Strongman.
Yeah.
I think I think the massive influx of coaches into the space of strongman, strongwoman has actually helped the sport a lot because they get more people into it.
But how's it helped the standard? Because not all those
Because
coaches are any good.
They're better than nothing.
No disrespect,
Yeah.
But they're better than nothing.
but what I'm saying is like I'm not talking about the amount of people. I'm talking about the actual technical
Yeah.
prowess of the people that are
And
coming.
again, we've seen
Yeah.
a much improved technical prowess, much improved strength. Even if they're not great coaches, they're better than nothing. And people are still going to get something out of them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if they're terrible coaches long term, people will just leave them
They'll
alone.
I think
just leave it,
most
yeah,
people
yeah.
usually realise if they
Yeah.
got a bad coach.
Yeah.
And
But
fuck
not
off.
there's a lot of people out there with a lot of good coaching
Oh,
ability as well,
absolutely.
like
No.
loads.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just kind of going. I don't think what I'm trying to say is not all of those 44 people that were there have coaches. A lot of them came in just off the back of seeing it in a gym or they've been wanting to do it. They were the powerlifters that came in from our side. Obviously, their strength is from powerlifting, so they had a good base there.
Yeah.
But being able to run laps with a sandbag and the technical
Well,
side of being able
there's
to.
like- I think David Harrington had like up to 8 people there, and McGarry Barbell had up like 8 people. So that's 16. Sean Cassidy, who was here today, had a couple of clients there. I think you're close to 20. That's nearly half
Yeah.
the field who were coached by
By coaches, yeah.
coaches that I coach.
So ergo,
So ergo,
It all spreads down. Yeah.
I am making strongman a better place in Ireland.
oh god damn, here we go. As if his fucking head was something.
But no, but like
The
and then
waterfall
there was
effect.
other like I can't remember.
No,
I can't
it was-
remember, but do you know what I mean? There was other people there that
Yeah.
were coached by other people, and I think I was having a really good think about this, and like I used to look at it negatively, not about them people,
Actually, there
but like
was-
just
yeah.
as a general thing. I'd see PTs getting into like strongman coaching, like who the fuck are you? But they're getting more people into the sport, so there is positives to it, and I get you're coming from the point of like, what if they're shit coaches and they're causing damage?
But that's
I don't-
not what
think
I was
there
actually talking about.
okay.
I was just talking about how good the quality was of these absolute beginners.
Yeah, but that's where I think it's
You
coming
decided to
from.
start dissing
But
coaches.
That's where I think it's coming from.
Yeah.
I think it's actually coming from more people doing strongman coaching and more people getting people into the sport, because the beginner comps before were powerlifters and crossfitters
Yeah.
just trying strongman out with no training for it, whereas they're actually getting some specialised coaching and direction.
Coaching, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I've
Just
That's it.
bored.
bored you.
Yeah,
there.
I've just completely gone off the track of what I said. But anyway,
But yeah, the standard is increasing.
Yeah, the standard's increasing. The environment was fucking brilliant,
It
lads.
was
I
tense,
swear
yeah,
to
it was
God.
good, yeah. Low intensity.
Real intensity, but the general the athletes, like there was no kind of how can I explain? Like sometimes when they're in the beginners comp, like everyone's like, oh yeah, this is great, it's great. But then you'll always get normally the odd kind of group that like taking it so seriously, like it's world's strongest man or world's strongest woman.
Yeah.
But there was actually none of that.
No.
Everyone was like, yep, we're here, we're going to do this. It was, and the positive feedback coming from, like, as I said earlier on the other podcast, was from the women, was it was absolutely amazing. Everyone was just so helpful. Everyone was so encouraging. It was such a, like, from all of the crew, the other athletes, it was just really good vibe, really good feedback.
Yeah,
very nice.
Absolutely, yeah. The day ran nice and smooth and quick as well, and everything. And
no injuries.
Yeah, and it seems well all the athletes that were there were really like mixing with each other and supporting each other, and I was talking to a few of them and they said they've made friends with people here today, and it's like that's really kind of what it's really about at the end of the day.
The sport
sport's
moving
going,
and
it is.
forward as well.
Absolutely, the connections, the
They'll want
network.
to do comps and look forward to meeting people again.
Yeah, definitely.
One of the things that came back, and we spoke about this, and you were supposed to do a post about it, was actually a couple of girls come up to me afterwards and just chatting, and they were like, it was brilliant. And they said, what's really class as well is that, there's people here like me and like you and who are world-class athletes who are out here refereeing us.
That's cool.
I actually did say.
And then
to
when
before
you
the
actually,
comp, I was like,
who did you
refs
have
were
at the
going to be
riffing?
like 5 times Ireland's strongest woman, Ayshea and OSG champion, 2 times Ireland's strongest man, Cilléin, and 2nd Ireland's strongest man, Ger. All at one stage, I was looking at you in a row, and I was like, that's pretty fucking cool
But then-
for people to be looking at. Do you know what I
But
mean?
you also have Jade Harkin, under 82s,
Yeah.
Ireland's strongest woman for how many years?
She's
3.
3 times.
Three
Sharon's
times,
won
yeah.
it
Sharon's
twice.
won it twice.
Yeah.
Jack Harkin was Republic's of Ireland's strongest man and has been on the ultimate field.
Yeah.
Who else am I missing? Anyone other?
I think that's everyone that refed, was it?
Yeah, I think so.
Who was out in that area?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jack didn't even ref, actually.
Oh, he didn't ref. No, he
Yeah.
was just
Yeah.
Just hanging around.
holding
taking
up the
space.
platform.
Yeah.
But
But it
that's
was
pretty cool, isn't
Yeah.
it? Like, I mean, for a beginner to never compete before
and to see these people,
yeah.
Yeah.
there
yeah, reffing, loading, pulling
supporting the
stuff around.
competition, yeah.
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 We had Sorker with us. She was there as well.
Oh yeah, circus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorker as well.
Was Circle reffing?
Yeah.
No, she wasn't reffing.
But
She
she
was
was there, just
shouting.
kind of helping out.
Oh, yeah,
she was helping, yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty cool. Like, to me, it's like, oh, it's Cilléin and Ayshea and Ger. But like, you know, Jade and whoever, like,
Yeah, yeah,
Sharon.
yeah.
Fucking Sharon.
Yeah, yeah.
But then,
Don't mind
but
her,
for,
Sharon.
for these beginners coming out, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's Ireland's strongest man and 5
Yeah.
times Ireland's strongest woman. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
that could be really cool for them. Like, to think back when I first started strongman, if I was competing at a comp and that's who was reffing me, I would have been like, oh fuck, look who's reffing me.
But I
I see what you
remember
mean, yeah.
the
Yeah.
European log deadlift. Terry Hollins was reffing me, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god,
Same,
Terry
yeah,
Hollins
yeah,
is reffing me!"
yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, there's Terry. Terry's reffing me."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
But it is for those when you're that early stages. But I think it's also good because what it shows them is that we are involved.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're not just these people who have won these titles and we're up on a pedestal
Yeah.
doing whatever we're doing. We're actually there.
They're helping, putting in
Helping.
the work.
Talking to people, refereeing them,
Yeah.
encouraging them, shouting at them, whatever. And that again is where I think it will help keep people in sport because
Yeah.
they'll see the passion that it's
That we're
not
putting
just
in there. Yeah. Showing the presence there.
Yeah, no, I think that's it. It was a just all round cool.
Yeah, it was
comp.
very good,
Do you know,
very good.
Sometimes like I run the really big comps and like that was really cool and everything, but sometimes the work leading into them, it's just I don't know, it's just hard. It's
Yeah, I'd
really
imagine.
hard.
Yeah.
No, the beginners comp, like don't get me wrong, we put a good bit of effort into it. We were up the night before. setting
Yeah,
up
we did, yeah.
Navs, we'd stay in Dublin for that and
Hoovering.
everything, hoovering.
Taping lines up.
Yeah, like it's hard work, but there's something refreshing. And like, you know, sometimes I'm questioning what the fuck I'm at. And then after beginner comps, like that was just fun.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
just a
Yeah.
lovely comp
Yeah.
to run for the day. And it just, the joy and happiness on people's faces just, I don't know, it just makes me fucking feel good about running comps. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that.
Where
No
sometimes
real
like the open
pressure,
comp-
no
yeah, the open
drama.
comps, there's pressure and everyone's,
Yeah.
now we were talking about the cup, it wasn't
Yeah.
quite like that, but
Other comps, there's
Everyone's so
tension.
intense
There's,
and
yeah, there's
tension. It's
tension.
like-
Yeah.
at the end of it, you're just fucking like, oh, thank God that's over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas the beginners comps, like, that was just a lovely fucking day, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? Yeah, no, and honestly, I come away from a lot of the like the battle of tribes and stuff like that. And I come away from them comps going, that was just a nice fucking comp, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really enjoyed that day.
Yeah.
Rather than being, oh,
Yeah.
thank God that's national. It's like, oh, geez, I can't wait for that to be over.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
That's essentially what's.
Lads, you
what
should
it
try
feels like
living
the
with
whole
him now
weekend.
for the lead up to Worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a fucking unhappy camper a lot of days. Yeah, Worlds just around the corner.
Yeah,
Like,
a pillow over his head.
I know
man.
it's going to be class when it kicks off, but it's very stressful leading
Yeah.
up to it. Like, you know.
Yeah, I think that's the side of it people just don't understand. They don't see
No,
unless
no.
they're in there doing it.
I was talking to Steve yesterday on a Zoom and on a call, and I was just saying like how, you know, there's like over 150 athletes coming to Galway, most of them international, people come from Australia, America, Canada, to compete. They're putting their trust in us to run an amazing
Absolutely.
competition. I feel the weight of that as well. We have to fucking nail this thing because I don't want to let all these people down who are spending thousands of euro
Come over.
to
Yeah.
Ireland to
Yes,
compete.
absolutely.
You know, we have to fucking nail it, like.
Yeah. Definitely.
I find that like that's weighs that's weighing down on me. You know what I mean? Whereas with the beginner comp, it's not quite that stressful. We still have to be flawless.
Yeah.
We ran
Absolutely.
that comp in
Perfect,
about
yeah.
3 hours last day.
Yeah.
Everything has to be bang, bang, bang and perfect. But I don't know.
Not
just
as much expectation.
not as much stress or expectation. Yeah, it's fucking lovely.
Yeah.
More of them, I think. Less of the big comps.
Yeah.
Sack off whereas.
Yeah.
And again, I suppose that's on to the next comp. It is
Yeah.
whereas for
Worlds,
us.
yeah.
Worlds, yep.
Um,
23rd, 24th of August.
24th,
25th of August.
I'm very excited for it.
Yeah.
Yep. Being held in the Kingfisher and NUIG in Galway for anyone who watches this who is nearby. So spectator tickets, by the way, they're
They-
flying out.
Flying out, I think I was saying to Mario earlier, we've got like 60 seated tickets left. So yeah, like there's not an awful lot. If you want to come down and watch it for the weekend, get your fucking ticket. Especially if you want to sit down. Like there's more stand. Like, to be honest, we've sold a lot of standing tickets too. I think.
So you'd have to review that ticket.
I have to review that standing situation as well. But seater wise, there's 60 seats left. So yeah, it's class. So like it's not only are we going to have like the best of the best natural athletes from around the world coming over, we've also got like a lot of people watching and creating a massive atmosphere, and there's some sick weights being moved, cool events. Just it's all exciting.
Yeah,
it's all very, very exciting.
Yeah. Busy couple of days.
Busy couple of days. Yeah, like even the setup is like very difficult. Like we have to bring all the timber in, get the like we basically like imagine a deadlift platform. We have to do one like 100 times the size of it, basically.
Over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's create a giant deadlift platform essentially, like for the events to happen on. We have to protect the floor and all that. But no, I'm looking forward to it. It's a whole new challenge. As a
very excited. Yeah, really excited for
Absolutely.
And as a crew to run it, like it's
tired
after all that. So like, it's all going to be done, and we have to flip the whole floor.
Flip the whole thing,
Take it all out of there.
Yeah.
Gives a whole new appreciation as an athlete.
Absolutely.
Funny you say that actually, because we got Jer Buckley obviously reffing at the beginner comp last weekend. He was like, geez, that's gives me a different perspective on things.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Like,
He actually said, he goes, now I can understand why when I've been told I haven't got a rep, and now I fully understand why I didn't get that rep. So like it makes you respect that decision a whole lot more, I think.
Totally.
Yeah, so that's kind of comps really, isn't it? We have a few other comps coming. We have another beginner comp 6th of October.
6th of October, yep.
And you're running Strongman Ireland.
Yep, and we're running a
just spoke about in another podcast.
Yep, open women's comp with cash prizes.
Yeah, just for the ladies.
Just for ladies.
Nice, that's class.
Yeah,
that's really class.
500, 250 and 100 quid for top 3 on the opens.
Nice, nice. That's going to be really exciting.
Yeah. Call you Cilléin and stick you into it. Put an hour away,
guys. Nice try, bastard.
No,
because John might not be around for that one, so you're going to be carrying sandbags, lad.
I will be,
busy day for you to step up. John's leaving now. You have to step up, Cilléin.
We literally
no
went.
More hiding.
One of the ladies was like, "Fuck, John will probably be gone." I went, "Sorry, Cilléin will be there. He can carry sandbags." And then we were like, "Oh, your Sand loves sandbags too."
He does actually. Yeah,
he's always talking about sandbags.
Yeah.
And then I suppose yourselves, what's comp plans?
Supposed to be the next one's going to be the Giants Live qualifier on the 6th of October up in Antrim. And definitely just especially after getting the injury at UK's and obviously as well the injury there at the last time of that competition. Just at the moment, just want to come in, just mind the body, and just come in as best I can, and just try and like redeem myself after last year. It was very frustrating as well, just kind of getting another, kind of setback like that. Because like going in, especially like I got pressed 160 on the log and won the load medley. Like I felt I was in a good position, but then just like the deadlift kind of screwed me over last year with my back. Like I suppose I kind of knew going into the comp with how my back felt that it was like it wasn't going to. I was just trying to just hope for the best, really, just throw the dice and see what happens. Like, but
sure, you have to when you get there. That stage.
Yeah, you have to try at least. Like, so I know we have the events now. Like, so it's max of $1 deadlift, farmers, Conan's wheel, log for reps, and then the sandbag steeplechase then at the end. So I like the events a lot. They really suit me and everything. Like, so definitely it's going to be a strong lineup. I'd say probably maybe just as strong, if not stronger than last year. And Sean Gillen's coming back as well, so it's nice that he's kind of returned.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, returning to defend his title. It's not just a once-off thing for him. But yeah, I'm just kind of just keeping the head down for this one and just come in as best I possibly can and put on as good a performance as I can in front of the ones running Giants Live.
Yeah.
The ultimate goal, obviously,
getting there. Oh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of really the next step, really, of it all is kind of getting there and just getting in regular. Like I went to Brits and stuff, but it was literally like the worst time to get like a last minute call up because, it's just I hadn't done any heavy training in like 2 months at that point, and like my body was so flat. Like so, but I didn't zero anything, and like I kind of got a bit of a feel of it, so I know what to expect whenever I do get back there.
Good experience.
Definitely,
exactly.
Yeah. I mean, like you can never say no to these opportunities. So it's just definitely now just go in and just prove that I actually deserve to be at Giants Live. You know what I mean? Like I'm not just a last minute kind of call up thing. I can actually go there and actually perform well.
Earned your spot.
Yeah, exactly.
You good?
Ayshea.
What are you looking at me for? Oh yeah, so I suppose
You were supposed to be doing Worlds.
I was supposed to be doing Worlds. I was supposed to do the Irish Strength Cup as well. I need to actually do a proper vlog kind of or post myself about it. But for the foreseeable future, I'm out of all competition. I have been carrying an injury, I suppose, for the want of a better word, since UK and Ireland. It was an old injury that kind of started playing up before it. I didn't pay attention to it, got really, really busy after UK and Ireland, didn't recover properly, kicked off really badly, and it's put me out. So I'm now on the mend, but it's just made me, I'm just taking a step back, I suppose, to see where the future leads me, but I'm out of Worlds and say out of competition now for the rest of the year and to see where I go after that. But
So you're not retired?
Did you just want me to just do this on here? Do Mark Felix?
A bit of a,
I'm retired.
Instagram real quick clickbait thing
here. Yeah. Who knows? Yeah, look, I know, I was in a bad way a few weeks back and I just went, fuck it, I can't do this anymore. As in this. But as we also know, that the base I have and the head that's on me, I'm trying to be sensible because I'm actually feeling a good lot better.
Yeah.
I'm sure if I really wanted to, I could do a couple of heavy weeks now and go into Worlds, but I'd probably kill myself altogether.
I'm not even letting you back in.
Well, I wouldn't anyway. I'm not that stupid. I think it's being sensible now and actually getting to the root of what's actually the problem
and I think
is.
just not forcing things.
Absolutely.
I think that's the main thing for it, is just not forcing, because like you can get strong, but it's like you have a deadline. It's like this competition, and then you're trying to force the strength to be ready at this certain point. Whereas it's like when you have all these kind of different things going on, I think it just needs to be like a little bit more relaxed. And
absolutely. So I'm actually
slower.
just, like I said, taking a step back now. This week was the first week back that I've actually done 3 training sessions, just doing my own thing, just feeling out how my body is reacting to certain movements. No overhead, no loading of the cervical spine there for a while now, but I'm just basically reintroducing everything else. And just see how I go. Like I said, 3 weeks ago, I was like, fuck it, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Not done from strongman, obviously, with the sense of being involved with it, because it's a massive part of my life. And I'm so passionate about it, but the competitive side of things, I was like, no, fuck it, I can't do this anymore. If this is where I'm at, like I'm 48 tomorrow. Happy birthday to me. And I've been competing at a really high standard since I came into strength sport, so because I came in so strong. So for the guts of 10 years between powerlifting and strongman, I've put some serious strength miles on my body, and I think the past 10 weeks, my body just kind of went, you got to fucking sort yourself out and give it a break. So I had said I'd retired, but we'll see. Watch this space, lads. Who knows? Could come back next year and smash everyone up again. So we'll see.
We'll see how it goes.
We'll see.
And
Matt wants me to retire.
Well, it's not that I want you to. I think you can't keep going on the way you
I
are.
can do whatever I want, Matthew.
I think there comes a point in time where you have to.
Are you trying to motivate me?
Like almost a day. This is the worst psychology with you. And it's not to say that you can't ever compete again, but I think maybe looking at high level, like Worlds,
don't say
UK
Masters.
And Ireland's, not even do Masters, but like maybe just not like do the internationals, because they're really heavy, and that's what's causing damage. If you want to just compete for fun, compete for fun. But
well, like you said, I've got nothing left to prove. I had to tell that to myself.
You have nothing left to prove, and I think at this point you have to put health as a priority and just be able to function on a daily basis.
Yeah.
You know? I think, and like once you can do that.
I didn't for a week. I wasn't functioning.
Fucking no, you didn't. You weren't for a couple of weeks. I think you got to get that right for a while first, before you even think about doing and
I think
everything.
Just a standard open comp or something like that.
And I think that's the important part of the message getting across to people is like you'll sometimes see athletes on social media going, oh, I've blown out this, or this is giving me serious problems, but I'm just going to soldier on. And I'm like, do you know what? Strong Woman doesn't pay my fucking wage, doesn't pay my car bills, doesn't pay my food bills. Strong Woman.
But you've done that for years.
Yeah, but do you know what I mean?
Your biceps are gone for a few years now.
We can point out whatever is broken in me now. Like
you've been dragging yourself from like getting through comps.
Excuse me, and I've done quite well with broken biceps. Actually.
But like, I think you cannot keep doing that. It's not.
No, but that's what I'm trying to say. It's like you will see a lot of strength athletes out there who are like, oh, I'm a martyr to this, but Strong Woman isn't paying for the MRI that I have to get. It's not paying for my doctor's bills. It's not paying for all the fucking physio that you have to have. And that's understand that. If I was a full-time professional athlete and it was paying for my life, then fair enough. But it isn't. And I think that's important to get that message across. That's why I'm pulling back and going, okay, for the moment, I'm.
And you've won everything.
I've won everything that I can. Like, do you know what I mean? Apart from Britain's strongest woman. That's about it. Only one I don't have. But yeah. So I've everything up there. I've accolades to prove what I'm capable of and what I have done in the past. But it's also a strange position to be in when you kind of go, is that it? Am I done?
Yeah.
But yeah, sure. Look, watch this space, lads.
And on that bombshell, that'll do for today,
Right.
folks.
Thanks,
Thank you
guys.
very much for listening. You know the drill. Subscribe to the channel, share it, all that carry on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thank
See
you very
you.
much. Bye bye.